it feels good. Thank you, Dr. Counter, thank you to the Harvard Foundation, and thank you, Harvard University, for this great honor. Thank you. I'm incredibly humbled by this to be acknowledged at this magnitude something day. In truth, I never wanted credit for. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I remember watching TV and I would see these commercials. And I was watching how the children suffer in other part of the world. These commercials where, you can give 25 cents, save all child's life. I would think to myself, I could save up to save all the kids in Africa. I would say to myself, when I grow up, when I can get rich, I must save kids all over the world. I must save kids all over the world. I just didn't know I would be in the position to do that by the time I was a teenager. At 17, I started my career here in America. At 18, I started my first charity organization in the following years. And I went on to team up with other organizations and met, helped, and even lost some of the most beautiful souls from 6 years old, Yasmina and Hamma, who passed away in 2010 from leukemia. Her story inspired thousands as volunteers through the camps. Fast forward to 2012, and then my grandmother, the late Clara Brathwaite. She lost her battle with cancer, which is the very reason and driving force behind the Clara Lionel Foundation. We're all human, we all just want a chance. Chance at life, chance of education, chance at the future, really. And at CLF, our mission is to impact as many lives as possible. But it starts with just one. Just one. As I stare out into this beautiful room, I see optimism, I see hope, I see the future. I know that each and every one of you has the opportunity to help someone else. All you need to do is help one person, expecting nothing in return. To me, that is a humanitarian. That is a humanitarian. You don't have to be rich to be humanitarian. You don't have to be rich to help somebody. You don't even have to be college educated. I wish I was. I'm not saying no, especially today. But it starts in neighbor. The person right next to you, the person sitting next to you in the class, the kid down the block in your neighborhood. I wanted to challenge each of you to make a commitment to help one person, one organization, one situation, to touch your heart. My grandmother always did say, if you got $1, there is plenty to share. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was my honor.
Good morning, everyone. I am, as you know, Shahzada, and I'm going to speak about savants now. First of all, I will ask you several questions. Do you know about savants? And what kind of people can be savants? And do any of you hear or know about them? If not, let's know about this kind of person in my speech. I think it will be useful and interesting. First, who are savants? Savants are just wonderful people who are the most intelligent in certain area. For instance, music, mathematics, or learning for new languages, because they can learn another languages in a very short period of time. For example, if you speak in front of savants Chinese language, they will start speaking after 1 or 2 weeks. It's just amazing because we are learning English language, for example, 2 or 3 years maybe, but they can do this in a very short period of time. Interesting fact, there was a savant whose name is Kim Pig, and Kim Pig, as you see, he could learn 12,000 books in his life because he was savant and he could read in 8 seconds 2 pages, 2 standard pages, books pages, and reading like this. Left side of the page with his left eye and the right side of the page with his right eye. It's just fascinating, and that's why he could memorize 12,000 books in his life, and also he could remember almost 98% of his books information. And another pressing significant savant is, it's still alive, Daniel Tammet. As I said, savants can learn a specific language very fast, and Daniel Tammet can be one of the examples by this sentence, because in some research which wanted to testify his ability, researchers choose one of the most difficult European language, Icelandic language, and he could memorize, he could learn, speak after 3 days. Within 3 days, he can speak Icelandic language. And come to why savants are the most intelligent and they can learn some kind of information very fast, because some researchers carried out study and they found that firstly their brain was very big, and secondly we all know we have left hemisphere and left and right hemisphere in our brain, but in their brain there wasn't any kind of hemisphere, and their brain was just whole one, and some kind of separated cells weren't in their serum. And this research carried out 13, and as I said, this is motor cortex, and some of the sensory cortex wasn't in their cerebrum, but we have, and the researchers predict, according to this reason, they may be intelligent or can learn any kind of information very fast. As for history, there was lots of savants, and we can learn a lot of information in the history because take an example of one of the events in the Italy's one of the most big temple. There was very beautiful and nature's picture which was painted successful artist, and one of the successful person as a guest who is compared to our society like prime minister or president came to see this picture. But unfortunately, this picture was stolen by someone, and organizers a picture like this, and organizers this event needed to do something replacing the picture, and they found one of the savants in their village, and this savant, and they asked him, have you ever seen this picture in the temple? He said, yes, and he painted this picture as very similar to original verses. After months, they found theft of this picture, and they compared to drawn by savant and original verses. There weren't any difference. And in conclusion, despite of the fact that savants are the most intelligent, the most smartest in the world, we, ordinary people, are preeminent from them. Why? I think this. Because every person can socialize, can feel, can love, and this kind of activities can adapt to social life, but savants cannot. They even are not able to bond their shoelace. And that's why we are preeminent from them. And also, one of the world's most successful and richest person is not savant, if you think. And one of the world's talented mathematician is not savant. And the strongest sportsman is not savant. They are ordinary people like you and me. And that's why we are preeminent, and we can a lot of change, chance, and one thing that is needed to be smartest and intelligent like them is hard work. With our hard work, we can achieve anything like them, and also we can socialize, we can feel, love, and adapt to social life. Thank you for your attention.
How can you solve your problems, and it will help for everyone, for your future, and you learn how to solve your problems, and you learn you become cool in the future. It will help everyone, and I hope each of you will find your tribe, and each of you become successful person in the future. And here everyone, I think here everyone want to listen more and more motivations. You think it will help you, but if you hear motivation and you don't try, you don't keep nothing from this motivations. You have only try for yourself, for your family, and for your future. It's very beautiful, and this is everything that I want to tell about you. And it's truly an honor to be here together with you. But this is a community for teachers, dreamers, workers, and the people who work together and who support each other. Support each other, and it's a community for everyone who want to live better. And it's truly an honor to hear with you all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and I think you all know me, and I'm going to talk about a speech belongs to bodybuilding champion Arnold Schwarzenegger. And by the way, I love this place. And I'm going to talk about Plan B. I hate Plan B because we have so many doctors, we have so many of those people who say that no, you can do it, that's impossible. And when you start doubting yourself, that is very dangerous, because when are you basically saying is that if my plan doesn't work and I have a fallback plan, I have a plan B. It's important to understand that we function better if there is no safety net, and plan B becomes safety net, because it says that I fail and I fall and I get picked up and I have something else there that will protect me, and that's very dangerous. And I'm telling you, I have never ever had a plan B. I said I had a full commitment that I'm gonna go and bodybuilding champion. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna be in America, and I made a full commitment that I get into show business, and I'm going to leading men, no matter what it takes. But I will do the work. I will do the work over and over and over until I get it. There's no one doesn't fail. Michael Jordan is a famous basketball player and legend of basketball. Said one of his interviews, and when they said you're unbelievable, you are one of the greatest basketball players of all times, and I mean, tell me about that. And he says, you are just mentioning about the successes, but to become greatest basketball player for me, I missed 9,000 shots, and when I was playing basketball in the NBA games. So during these games, he was unsuccessful, but he missed 9,000 shots. But he didn't give up, and he failed 9,000 shots. What is if I fail, then I don't have anything else? And what is another case is when you fail, you stay down. Whoever is stay down is a loser, and the winner is a fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up. We will fail and get up. That's a winner. I lost bodybuilding. I lost bodybuilding competitions. I lost powerlifting competitions. I lost weightlifting competitions. I had movies that were terrible and got the worst reviews. But I didn't give up, and I'm a success. And besides this, why people want to have a plan B? Because they're worried about failing. Don't be afraid of failing, because there's nothing wrong with failing. And all people sometimes afraid of losing, because when you are afraid of losing, you get frozen and you get stiff. You are not relaxed. Besides this, in order to perform well in anything else, if you need in boxing, or if it's in your job, or with your thinking, it's only happening when you relax. So relax, and it's okay to fail, and we all go out, we go all out and give it everything that you got, and that is what's all about. Don't be afraid to fail.
You will never get a great life with chance or luck, or there is no elevator or lift will take you top. You should get the stairs, step by step. And Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest humans on our planet, once said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." That's so true. Because of the learning, you can get the money, or you can be successful. You can be successful and spiritual. You can build your rise in your life. And look at successful people like, where is it? Look at successful people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, or Elon Musk. They are committed to learning new things every single day. Elon Musk spends their whole time reading science books. He's just obsessed with books. Warren Buffett, one of the best in our life, spends 5 hours a day reading books. Bill Gates 3 hours a day, and Steve Jobs 1 book per week. Not just common thing here. Successful people never stop learning. Whenever they stop learning, they won't be successful. They just learn new things. And think about this. You have $68,400 for every day, and when the day is over, money disappears. What would you do with it? Can you ask the question? What would you do? That's so much money.
You spend it.
Yeah.
We will give it charity.
It's time, I think, and we spend time either the telephone website.
8,400 seconds in every day, and you should spend this money or time what you want to do. You should set up your life. You should spend with all your money or with what you enjoy. So if you have this kind of money or time, or you have to spend it, your future, what do you want to do? The biggest mistake of our life is they think that they have time, but we have no time. We couldn't own the time. We have time, but we couldn't own it. We couldn't keep the time, but you can spend it. Whenever you spend this time, it disappears. It's gone forever. Instead of spending your time meaningless things like partying with your friends, playing video games like PUBG or some kind of any games, it's meaningless. You should spend it reading books because it's a way of getting successful. And I think all of you, and the great motivator of our life is fear. Whenever you feel yourself under the fear, you will become successful. Like, I know, I should probably hear that from your parents or neighbors or some kind of relatives. They say like, if you don't study right now, you won't do nothing. You won't get high salary job, you won't get university, you won't get a great life. So the fear is a great motivator, and failure is a wonderful teacher. Whenever you fail, you will get back up. You will know what to do next time, even if you fall. So, do you know how many times I failed this speech? How many times this speech held? I always failed this speech. And how many times championships or tournaments held in the school, I won't get to the district championship. But I just keep trying. I'm trying to do it right now too. And success means different to different people. Like for most people, success means getting rich in one day or becoming a billionaire. But success, like sportsmen, it means trophies or championships or tournaments, getting the first degree, or. But it's not about money or championship tournaments. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself is being successful. If you want to be successful, you should change your mind. So first of all, you should change your mind. You should create a mindset that doesn't allow you quit or give up on your dreams. If you have a dream, you should do whatever you should do. Make it into reality. And most people give up on their dreams because it gets too hard to get it. And the most students, like everybody, couldn't do their best on their test because one failed test could ruin your life. And the most people stop chasing their dreams because of one failed test. If you fail a test, you will panic. If you will hesitate or doubt that next time what you're gonna do. If you fail again, you will be you won't get anything. But whenever you fail a test, because of your mindset, because most people think like they never do their best on taking tests, because in their mind they think like they have already failed the test. You have in your group you have a better one and you won't get the first place, you will only get second or third, but you could imagine like you will be the best, should be the best. You won't wish it were easier, the test. You should wish you were better. And there's different kind of principles to make you successful. Like, first of all, is setting goals. Have you ever met a businessman or successful man without goals? They have a great ambition, like this man. He kind of dropped out of the university. If you will be successful, they invite you to motivate their students. Like him, he came here to Harvard University and motivated people, and they gave him a degree, his dropout degree. And at the end of my speech, I want to show you some little animation video and what? This? Yeah. It will explain you what I'm gonna talk all this speech.
Good morning, everybody. I don't have to introduce myself, I think, because you all know me. And today I'm going to talk about a really interesting topic. That's, as you can see, lies. It's all about lies, liars, why do we lie, when and how do people are lying, and like this. And I hope you will find my today's speech interesting and useful, of course. So if you're ready, let's start. So first of all, what is a lie? Yeah, most of you know what is lie and lying, but anyway, now I'm going to explain it for those who don't know, okay? So first, anything which is not truth is lie, simply. Or we can say it in other words, anything which is opposite to truth. In that case, a liar is someone who tells a lie, you see? So now, if you understand what is a lie and who is a liar, I want to ask you one question. Have you ever lied someone in your life? And if your answer is yes, can you raise your hand, please? Well, this is the most honest group of people I've ever met. this is the truth. And I believe if lying was a job, some people would be millionaires or even billionaires. And people lie each other very often, almost every day. And by the way, do you know how one lie leads to many lies? And this is like kind of wrapping the string. If you don't know what is a string, look at the next photo, please.
Photo.
Photo. So that is called a string. Most of you know this, I hope. I mean that our lie is like this string, and every time we lie, we wrap the string. We lie someone, and again we wrap the string. So as we continue lying, our lie will become much bigger and bigger, and our problems as well. So now I will tell you a story about a boy whose one lie turned to many, and you will understand this much better after that. So once there was a boy named Ben, and one day his parents were not at home, and he was looking after his little brother Mike, who was just 3 years old. And after a while, he began to feel hungry. And his mother used to keep all candies and chocolates in the cupboard in the kitchen, and she told his son not to get anything from this cupboard. But when she came back, she noticed that chocolates were only half gone. And she asked, Ben, did you get the chocolates? And Ben felt uncomfortable, and he knew if he told the truth, he would be punished. And he said, no, Mom, I didn't. It was Mike. I'm sorry, I couldn't watch him more closely. And his mother said, okay, if so, there will be no biscuits for either of you this week. So this time, he wrapped his string for the first time. And in the following weeks, Ben used lie after lie to help him to avoid troubles. For example, one day he broke a rule in his school. Let's say he went to the computer club to play a game, and he was late getting back to his class. And his teacher asked, where have you been? And Ben said, nowhere. I lost my ball and I was trying to find it. And again he wrapped his string. So another day he copied his classmate's paper during a test at school, and again he lied. So he lied more and more often, and he felt more and more uncomfortable and happy. And this is how one lie leads to another, and how quickly we can become trapped by our lies. But why do we lie? What urges us to tell a lie? And there are a number of different reasons for this. So first, to avoid being punished. This is most frequently mentioned reason for telling lie by both children and adults. For example, the boy in the story I just told also started lying to avoid punishment, right? And next, to obtain a reward. To obtain a reward which is not otherwise readily obtainable. And this is the second most common reason for telling lie with both adults and children. For example, falsely claiming work experience during a job interview in order to increase chances of hire. And next, to protect oneself. To protect oneself from harm, from physical harm or threat, but this is different from being punished. An example would be a little boy who is home alone, telling the stranger at the door that his father is asleep now and to come back later, and like this. And next, to avoid hurting someone. We know this also as a white lie, and white lies are for beneficial purposes in most cases. For example, telling your friend that you like her new haircut that you really don't like would be an example of white lie. And sometimes it's better to tell a white lie rather than hurting someone's feelings, but not always ways. And next, to avoid embarrassment. As it's clear, we use lie to avoid embarrassment when you are in an uncomfortable situation. In order to get out of the situation, you may lie. And there may be some other reasons as well, but I've told you most common ones. So, it's hard to look at this photo and think liars. But our self-deceptive tendencies start here. From a very early age, we start observing and making conclusions about ourselves and our environment. Scientists and researchers have done a number of laboratory experiments so far to measure lying behavior in young children. And previous results show that lying behavior can be seen in children as young as 30 months. And that means about 2 or 3 years old. This may seem a bit anecdotal to you, but this is a fact, this is the truth, and I'm not lying. And they also say that 65% of 2 years old and 94% of 4 years old children lie at least once. And now you can imagine how many times they lie while growing up. They can become masters of lying, maybe, who knows. And by the way, when it comes to children lie, there is one very funny story from Mr. Richard Messina, who was an elementary school director in another country, but this happened in the real life. So he got the phone call one day, and the caller says, "Mr. Messina, my son Johnny will not come to school today because he's sick." And Mr. Messina asks, "Who am I speaking to, please?" And the caller says, "I am my father." And from this story, we can conclude that children are poor lies in most cases, and adults can easily detect their lie. But you may ask, how do they learn lying? Of course, from their parents, from adults. And parents always say to their children that lying is a very bad habit and they mustn't lie to their parents. But they always lie to their children. They always tell a lie to their sons and daughters. And this is how they can learn lying. And we all were lied as a child by our parents or other adults. And they may say, if you do this, I will give you a candy, or if you do that, I will give you a chocolate. But there is no chocolate in the home, or they may find some excuses, and anyway, they don't give anything. Or they may say, if you behave badly, I will call a gypsy and she will eat you. And like this, we can say many examples. But even lying children is not true. Especially lying children is absolutely incorrect. And they can become liars in the future because of that. And we may find other ways instead of lying them. And everybody knows this. Everybody knows that lying children is not true. But anyway, they continue lying. Our Prophet ﷺ said, "You must be truthful. Truthfulness leads to righteousness, and the righteousness leads to paradise. Lying leads to immorality, and the immorality leads to hellfire." So please don't lie anybody, and always say the truth. However, always telling only the truth does not mean saying you are so ugly person, or it doesn't mean visiting a patient, a sick person, and saying, "Oh dear, you will die after a month." No, not that way. We may use white lies sometimes, and we can use them only in certain cases, to prevent bad events. But anyway, not always. And be careful even when using a white lie, because even a little white lie may disturb your life, and nobody knows. And lastly, never lie someone who trusts you, and never trust someone who lies you. Liar is always liar, and that's what I say. So a big thank you for your attention, dears. Have a nice day.
Hi guys, how are you? So good to see you guys. So you guys having a good night. I have to say that it's such an honor to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I'm like nerd and brought my own speech, but I hope it's okay that I take this opportunity to really just spend with you guys and tell you a little bit about my story. I'm not an activist. I haven't changed the war or led a campaign. I'm here to just tell you my past so that you hopefully can take something away from it. Because I don't like being honest with citrus. I don't like being honest with press and interviews. I like being honest with you, directly with each and every one of you. Because I feel like I can. I'm just gonna start with the basics. So I'm 21. My mom had me when she was 16, and I'm from Grand Prairie, Texas. And she worked for jobs and completely dedicated her life into making mine better. So to me, she's the definition of a strong woman. And I love her so much. I love her so much because she has taught me those values so much. I've been acting my entire life, and I've known since I was first on Bernie. You know that purple dinosaur? He's great. When I was 11, the point being that when I was 7, I want to be an actress and I want to live my dream. And when I was 11, I had a casting. The director told me that I wasn't strong enough to carry my own show, and I'm sure all of you have been told that you don't have what it takes, and you may not be good enough, and you don't have enough people supporting you, and you have been told all of these things, when deep down it's all you want to do. You want to be part of something great, you want to make something great, and it does more than not win out of you and crushes you. When people try to tell you that you're not good enough, and it almost did for me, but there was my mom next to me, stronger than ever, and she said the most important thing is to always trust in myself. If I'm doing something because I love it, I should do it because I love it. I believe that I can do it. So she told me to keep going. She told me and she taught me to turn the other cheek, let the critics be critics, let us just trust ourselves. So for me, 2 years later, I got my own show. The first ad wasn't all meant that girl when I was 11 said that I wouldn't carry my own show, and I did. I mean, I thought about it for a little bit, but I thought about what my mom said. My mom is like, you have to trust yourself. My mom is like, you have to trust yourself, and I realized that if I didn't believe that, I could do it, and I wouldn't able to be here, and I have. I'm gonna say I live a very blessed life. I have so much to be thankful for, and a lot of you are a big part of inspiring me, because I don't think you get it, and maybe you're not old enough, but you inspire me to be better, and we should inspire each other to be better. I'm surrounded by people who are supposed to guide me, and some of them have and others haven't. They pressure me. There's so much pressure. You gotta be sexy, you gotta be cute, you gotta be nice, you gotta be all these things. And I'm sure you can all relate, you all have pressure that you have to deal with every day. I'm sure at school, at work, with friends, with parents, with family, parents, I know sometimes it's mine. They tell me what to wear, how to look, what I should say, how I should be. Until recently, I had given into that pressure. I lost sight of who I was. I listened to opinions of people. And I tried to change who I am, because I thought that others would accept me for it. And I realized that I don't think you get it. How to be anything but myself. And all I really want you to know is that you are changing the world, I'm not changing the world, you are changing the world, and it's amazing. Please just be kind to each other. Love and inspire people. Because let's do it, let's change game, let's change game. The most important thing is we learn and we continue to learn from each other. Please stay true to yourself. Please just remain who you are, and you know that we have each other's back. All of us have each other's back. I'd be lying if I said that I never tried to make myself better by doing it, because I have. But I have learned from my actions. And for all the things I've done, I'm proud of them. I've learned from my mistakes. I want you to know what it's like. That I know what it's like figuring out what types of friends you have, who you surrounded yourself with. So I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna say, I hope I can inspire each and every one of you to just trust in yourselves, to love and to be loved. And thank you for allowing me to come out and ramble, talk to you guys, because such a beautiful thing you're doing. Be proud of yourselves. This is great.
Hello everybody, I'm gonna speak motivational speech and I hope you like it. It's called Keep Showing Up. Keep showing up. If no one believes in you, believe in yourself. If no one invests in you, invest in yourself. Even if you don't see results right away, keep showing up until you see results. Even if you don't see results for a very, very long time, keep showing up. What if the results don't come? They're not going to come if you quit. Keep showing up. I'm tired. Keep showing up. I don't feel like it. Keep showing up. I can see any results. Keep showing up. I don't know where to start. Just start. Do something. Take that first step. Every step you take adds up. And you soon or later, you will be exactly where you need to be. People don't make it because they quit. Full stop. They say they've tried everything. Sure, they tried everything. They tried everything but sticking it out. They tried everything but courage to keep going. They tried everything but showing heart when it got hard. They did try quitting. Winners do not quit. They show up. Rain, hail, or shine. They show up. When it works, when it's hard, they show up every single damn time. Rain, hail, or shine. Success is mine. Feel like it, don't feel like it. Success is mine. Hard or easy, slow or long. Success is mine. Failure, setbacks, natures. Success is mine. If nothing is thrown your way, keep going. If you are going through hell, keep going. If it all seems hopeless, keep going. If you want the rewards, you must put in the effort. Not just one day, every day. That's all.
Education. Education is one of the blessings of life and all of necessities. Dear sisters, brothers, and dear fellow children, we must work. Not wait, not just politician. It's the one of leaders. We all need to contribute. Me, you, we. It is our duty. The importance of light. When we see darkness, we realize the importance of our voice. When we are silenced. In the same way, when before I were in SWAT, the importance of books and pens. We realize the importance of books and pens. When we see the guns, why is it? Why is it? The country which we call strong are so powerful in creating wars. But are so weak in bringing peace. Why is it? Why is it that giving but that giving books is so hard. Why is it? Why is it? That making tanks is so easy, but building schools is so hard. One children, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change your life. Education. Education is the only solution. Education first. Education first. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are to determine to learn, no one can stop you. Education can change your life. Thank you.
Hello guys, let's talk about success. What is a success? When I go to different universities and I meet different students. This is the first question that I ask. What is success to you? And many of them say that we want to become rich, we want to become famous. And the day we are rich and famous, we will be successful person. And there are very few who say that. The real success is that we will able to pay back to the society. And that is the real success. We think that we are accomplished. And there are two ways to achieve success. The first way is that hard working. When you work hard, fame and money, they both are byproducts. And if you want to achieve your success, you should work hard, step by step. The second way is failing and making mistakes. If you fail and make mistakes, you will improve your personality. And of course, you can get, if you want to be a successful person, you should know that. Never give up. Success is the most important thing in our society. And every person wants to be a successful person. I think failing and making mistakes is most important thing in our life. If you want to be a successful person, just do it and don't give up. If you achieve success, every mistake, every your failure become legendary. Thank you.
Time is what we want most and what we lose worst. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm here to talk about time management. Almost all of us have some problems with time. We always complain that we don't have enough time to do our works or our studies, and it's time to solve this problem. Maybe you are wondering what time management is it? Time management means organizing your time very intelligently, and that's so that you can use your time more effectively. Time management is a process of organizing and managing your time, and managing your time wisely improves your work-life balance and increases your happiness. How we manage our time? The first stage of managing our time is list down the absolutely all works which we have to do, and the second stage is to whether there is a timetable or a calendar on your phone. You should find an organizing tool which is suitable for you, and you can use it and add your list of works to it. And the third one is reviewing and resigning. This helps you to recognize if you need any changes in order to complete your work, or to have a time to relax and spend time with your friends and your family. And what's the advantages of managing time? The benefits of managing time, it allows you to spend your time on important. It reduces time on unimportant work and increases time on important work. And good managed time is it includes greater productivity and less stress, and you may be able to do your works more effectively. That matter. And effective control of your time means when you take control of your time, you can lead to success very easily, and better success and bigger success. And you should work smarter, not harder, because when you work smarter, you can achieve bigger results and in little time and faster. And when you and improved time management, increases the focus and builds confidence, and helps you to spend your time more effectively. And this is end of my speech. I hope my speech was useful for you.
Hello everybody. My heart is beating fast. I'm nervous. So, my name is Ramzan. Everybody knows me. And now I'm gonna give you two series with stories. And first is leave someone for your pain, and the second is improve yourself step by step. And so pay attention to me. I may give you some questions for you. And the first is, there is three things to be perfect in your life, for your life, and they are, I will write them. They are Jen, and the second is community, and the third is someone. You're around. Someone around. If you're gonna change your life, you should change one of them. You cannot change your gen. You cannot change your community. And the last one, you should change someone you're around. Sorry, you're around. For example, they are called fuse. You know what's fuse? They are bacteria in your life, and they are bacteria. And in your life, I'm sorry, I forgot. And the second is improve yourself step by step. Step by step. Let's imagine you are gonna cross the desert and to reach Canada from Uzbekistan. There is 100 kilometers to reach there, and everywhere is dark. No, you can see nowhere. You're on one way, dark asphalt. No, you have got only one lightning. No, lightning. How can I say? You can illuminate only 50 meters. You can illuminate only 50 meters on your way, and you're gonna cross 100 meters to reach Canada. And how can you read there? Okay, you can. You're thinking strange. For example, you're illuminating only 50 meters. Then again 50 meters. You're illuminating always 50 meters. And finally, you can read there with 50 meters. So don't give up if you can achieve accidentally. So just improve yourself step by step. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about why we should learn a foreign language. I've been studying English for almost 3 years now, and although it can be frustrating and I'm still far from being fluent, I'm so glad I've stuck with it. Learning a new language is one of the most challenging undertakings in life, but it's also incredibly rewarding. There will be many moments when you feel yourself incredibly stupid, when you're struggling through forming even the most basic of sentences, or not being able to remember the vocabulary terms which you have learned for hours, and also being totally confused by conjugating all those tricky verb tenses. But then there are times when you realize how cool it is to know a different language. I'm going to talk about 4 reasons to learn a foreign language. So I'm going to start with number 1. It improves your memory. The more you use your brain to learn new skills, the more your brain's function work. Learning a new language pushes your brain to get familiar with new vocabulary and grammar rules. And also, it allows you to train your memory, and by learning new words and and also using them in contextual situations. And the second one is it's great for traveling. Knowing more than one language opens up your vacation destination possibilities. Traveling through a foreign country, it will be much easier when you can speak the language of that country. And locals anyway appreciate that you have taken the time at least to attempt to learn and communicate on their own language. And it also shows the greater levels of respect, and it allows to make you new friends. And the third one is it builds up your self-confidence.
Confidence increases when new skill is mastered. So learning foreign languages is no different. It also can build up self-confidence. In order to master a new language, communicating with fluent speakers and native speakers are essential. If you are shy but you want to meet new people, using the excuses that you want to practice your speaking skills is a great opener and doorway to making friends, broadening your horizons, and expanding your life experiences. And plus, who doesn't want to be more interesting? And the last one is it can help you to find a better job. Knowledge of a foreign language can help you to find a better job if you demonstrate linguistic chops that they are looking for. So I highly encourage you to learn a new language as early as possible in your life. However, it's never too late to learn, and the world moves fast, and we must keep up with changes by developing new skills, learning about ourselves more, and also learning a new language. Thanks for your attention.
Now we are going to talk about animations, which mean process of behind scene.
Are you interested in fantastic movies? If that, you might thought homemade it, but I don't recommend to believe views which you saw in that movies. So let's go.
We will observe the attraction. It is about Russia is conquered by alliance. We can see, for example, the spaceship is destroying the Moscow, but it is not real. The director, according to the director, 55% of movie is designed computer designed. The main thing is how to actors. The main thing adjust actors in. Yes, it's okay. Very perfect situation.
Okay, and you also, if you receive that in a real event, destroying the buildings will be a bit more expensive. Next movie is Logan. Unlike the previous movies, the Logan is not famous for battle scanners between good and bad guys. So this is amazing X-Men movie. Hugh Jackman is a perfect actor for a role of Wolverine. If we analyze the videos, you can see the substitutions and extractions of the reality, and also you can see that quality bullets like injuries.
San Andreas. This whole movie is about distractions or the things. The director to order to take the movie about the destinations of San Andreas. The
If you really see, you can see a huge dam will be caused to destroying the city. So it's not enough waters will be used. So you can see like this. Yeah. So they can create the models, small models, and they can create the video designs. And also, directors has a relationship with this Golden Bridge. We can see that Godzilla, Star Trek, and other X-Men movies. So it's also fantastic graphic designs. And also Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson is a perfect actor for rolling the Sandra Andres movie. So next movie is Spider-Man. As you know, superheroes doesn't surprise anymore and anyone, and also special effects in commonplace. So we can see Tom Holland doesn't need any stuntman. He is doing any tricks and jumps his own. So if you see other graphic scans like this, saving the people, all of them. So it's also the ferry is steady. So they fully size copied from the ship, and also in this hole in a green background, they produces a film. So he's climbing with a rope, and also we can see his troops. So that's all. Thanks for very much.
So I made it to Harvard. Never thought I'd be able to say that in my life, but it feels good. Thank you, Dr. Counter. Thank you to the Harvard Foundation, and thank you, Harvard University, for this great honor. Thank you. I'm incredibly humbled by this, to be acknowledged at the magnitude for something that, in truth, I've never wanted credit for. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I remember watching TV, and I would see the commercials, and I was watching other children suffer in other parts of the world. And we know the commercial where you could give 25 cents and save a child's life. And I would think to myself, thinking, wonder how many 25 cents I could save up to save all the kids in Africa. And I was saving myself, like when I grow up and I can get rich and I will see kids all over the world. I just didn't know it would be in the position to do that by the time I was a teenager. At 17, I started my career here in America. And by the age of 18, I started my first charity organization. I went on to come up with other organizations in the following years and need help and even lost some of the most beautiful souls. From 6-year-old Yasmina, who passed away in 2010 from leukemia. Her story inspired thousands to volunteer as donors through the CMS. Fast forward to 2012, when my grandmother, Claire Bradway, she lost her battle with cancer, which is the very reason and the driving force behind the Claire Lionel Foundation. We are human. We all just want a chance of life, a chance of education, a chance at the future, really. And at CLF, our mission is to impact as many lives as possible. But it starts with just one. And I know that each and every one of you has opportunity to help someone else. All you need to do is help one person, expecting nothing in return. And that is, to me, a humanitarian. You don't gotta be famous. You don't have to be even college educated to be a humanitarian. But it starts with your neighbor. The person is right next to you. The person is sitting next to you in class. The kid down the block in your neighborhood. You just do whatever you can to help in any way that you can. Today, I want to challenge each of you to make a commitment to help one person, one organization, one situation that touches your heart. My grandmother always used to say, if you got $1, there's plenty to share. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, with my honor.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about when life hits you. It isn't easy out there. People are always saying you can, as if you shouldn't, you are not smart enough, not good enough. This world, it beats you again and again until eventually. Most people, they just stop trying, but you aren't like that. You are a fighter. You always have been. You always have been. Everybody in your life will have a turn back moment. No matter who you are, you are gonna have such a period in your life where it seems like life isn't working. You are gonna have a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges in your life. Tribulations in your life. You are always have a moment in your life, and you always have a moment in your life where the direction you are going, and you have to make a decision to keep going or return back. The bad thing is average person turns back. Life is hard. It's hard living. Life is not easy at all. There is going to be challenges. And you're gonna get beat down. And you're gonna get beat down. And tough times never last, but tough people will do, and you are tough. Once you begin to know who you are, once you discover the power, if you're gonna make it happen, it's you. Thank you for that.
This flower, you and I aren't different from this flower. Just this flower unique, you are unique. Do you know what makes us special as a beautiful life? It is difficult to think because life is cruelly breaking it into pieces, throwing into trash. When you broke, it's difficult to feel special. I can remember when I broke, I was 17 years old, and I was flunked into my high school, and I got arrested. And I wasn't afraid of crows, and that was a man. I was afraid of my mom. I can hear screaming my mom to the police office. Even crows were afraid, and she came to me, held the iron, and looked into my. And when I see her
eyes I see tear, and mother's tear, three types of tears: tears of joy, tears of sorrow, and that night I was driven to my home, and my dad was waiting to me. By the way, my dad is a cool dad. Raise your hand if you had a cool dad. And my dad said to me, and also you get into your mother's side, and I want to be you work. He told me can see something in me, and also I can work for some. I worked for some, and after I work, he used to tell about stories about work, about philosophy, about culture, about everything, and that's much more interesting than I learned from school. And ladies and gentlemen, and after 1 year, I complete my exams into high school, and I have you ever had a problem in your life? And I don't feel special, and I came to my cool dad. My cool dad, it's okay. You look like your mother, and he introduced me with two strange colors, with a strange name, with a strange people. He give me something called table topic. I asked it when I was speaking. A man from front of me saw me, and as I finished it, he came to me and said to my son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you come to here twice a month, I can help to find it. And like when you lost, it's difficult to feel special. I broke, I feel lost. I've broken into many times in my life, and if people in your life were able to reach you into the trash, they can make you whole. And if you have great people in your life, no matter how you broke, no matter how you broken, no matter you lost, ladies and gentlemen, I can see something in you, but I don't know what it is. Thanks for watching.